I'm going to do my concert set first, which is going to be in two parts, and then Lil Rev's going to sort of take it away, as they say, in about 35 minutes or so. We're going to keep it kind of short, and if you want to eat dinner during our concert, that's perfectly fine. You could call it dinner theater. um, and again, a little part of mine towards the end, um, after I do some instrumentals and such, will be a little bit of a tribute to John Prine, who I just kind of really loved and who I miss quite a bit, believe it or not. Um, and you have the song sheet, so you could play along if you'd like to, on mute, but still play along and become a little familiar with some of his great songs. Okay, so I'm going to be trying to do some instrumentals mostly of um, pieces that you wouldn't necessarily think would be on a ukulele, and are also pretty unique. Nobody else does these, so it will be kind of a unique experience. Most of it you would think under the guise of quote unquote classical music, although it sort of is and sort of isn't. The first one I'm going to do is a tune I have done before at Old Songs concerts or other concerts, which is called Gaitas. It's a Spanish dance from the 1500s. And what's really interesting about it is that I discovered that in Spain and Portugal anyway, where a lot of our kind of little ukulele kind of instruments developed, they actually had tab that used numbers in the 1500s. I didn't learn this by tab, but I learned it by listening and then sort of figuring it out by ear. So it's called Gaitas. I'm playing it on a nice little 8-string taro patch. Let's see. Let's see. Well, And there's a little Spanish dance from the 1500s. Thank you. Um,
Ron, did you know that the word gaita means bagpipe in one of the languages spoken in northern Spain, in Gallego?
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, bagpipe.
Definitely not a bagpipe. Anyway, I got the idea of doing more of this kind of music, maybe like around 20 years ago or so, when ukulele festivals first started to really happen. I would play at some of them down in New York City or the New York City area. They were called the Ukulele Expos, and they would happen in Manhattan or in New Jersey. And I met a fellow there who was he taught classical guitar at University of Florida. His name was John King, and he was just great. He just played beautiful classical music on the ukulele. And I have to say, before John, before meeting John and hearing him play in concerts and talk, and we go out and have lunch and talk about it, you know, it never occurred to me to try to actually play any kind of this kind of music on an ukulele. But boy, he was great. Unfortunately, he passed away pretty much maybe 10 years ago now. But he wrote a great book called The History of the Ukulele. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it, but it's really great, and even goes back way into history. It talks about the machete and many of those other kinds of utes. Okay, so now I'm going to use my little kamaka here, my little long neck soprano, which I highly recommend because they sound great, but there's enough room to move around. And now I'm going to do something that I know nobody else does this one on the ook. This is a cakewalk called the Honolulu Cakewalk, written in 1899. Originally, it was performed by a guy named Van Epps, who was a banjo player, and little banjo groups used to recorded this around 1902, 1903. I learned it from the old-timey crowd because there's some old-timey band. There was an old-timey band in Virginia who played it, a really, really nice version. That inspired me to figure it out on the uke. So here's a cakewalk called the Honolulu Cakewalk. And that's our little cakewalk, the Honolulu Cakewalk. Have to play that on ukulele, right? Honolulu. And it just fits great on this little kamaka. You notice I'm wearing my kamaka hat. I got it at the factory. for the 100th anniversary in 2016. So I had to play the ukulele that matches the hat. All right, I'll probably play that one a little bit more later. Oh yeah, okay, so break the pattern here for a minute. One of the guitar players I knew long ago when I was learning guitar in Manhattan, when I was a kid, learning guitar by everybody who was just around, and believe me, there were a lot of great guitar players around in the starting in the mid to late '60s. And one of them was Reverend Gary Davis, who was, of course, a legendary blues guitar player. And I did get to know him a little bit, and of course, learned a couple of things that he did, along with Dave Van Ronk. So what I'm going to do now is going to play a little bit of an instrumental. He was really known for his gospel songs, and I'll just play it as an instrumental called How Happy I Am, and then I'm going to do sort of a backwards pick, an unusual kind of finger picking pattern that happens to fit on ukulele just fine, called the Candyman Blues. I'll do that as a little set. Okay. Candyman Blues. One of the really great ones that Dave Van Ronk did and Reverend Gary Davis. There's a lot of Candyman Blues, by the way. Mississippi John Hurt does it a completely different way. But I just really like that driving sound from that Candyman Blues. Oh, okay, I'm going to keep this. So now, as they say, for something completely different, how am I doing on time? Good, okay. Now I'm going to play something from 1780. And it's funny how I really came to like this little piece. It's by a composer. His name was Luigi Boccherini, and although he was Italian, he was hired by the court of Spain, the king of Spain, to be the court composer. And he wrote a vignette, very modern sounding, of six little pieces called a quintentino. Um, and there's some great recordings of it for a little string orchestra, um, and sometimes joined by a guitar. And it was his impression of the streets of Madrid at night. It's technically called songs from the or pictures of the streets of Madrid at night, something like that. And I'm going to do two of those little vignettes. Let's see. Yep. so there's a little bit of Luigi. Thank you. Luigi Baccarini on the ukulele, and I guarantee you're not going to hear that anyplace else. Um, okay, so the last of my instrumentals before we get our ukuleles out and do a little John Prine. Okay, well, I'm going to do two little pieces strung together. One of them I taught today in the morning, and that's called Spanish Fandango. Um, it's a famous guitar piece because it was very early, like had been saying. I have it in a guitar tutor where I have the original copy from 1846. Um, and it's an open G on the guitar, which is, as far as I know, the first time an open tuning was published, at least in the U.S. Um, Many people have recorded over the years, including a lot of blues people, which was like Elizabeth Cotton did a version of it. She called it Spanish Flang Dang. So I'm going to start with that one. So that's from about the 1840s or 50s. And then the second one will be from the 1840s, also 1846. And it's a piece for Machete called the Rita Polka. And very quickly, it comes from a collection. Someone on the Madeira Islands collected about 40 or 50 of these tunes on the precursor of the ukulele called the machete. So I will follow that. So we're going to have two pieces that are great on the uke. The first time I heard Spanish Fandango was actually John King playing it many, many years ago. And I was amazed because I had played it on the guitar before that as well. Okay, here we go. we have the Rita Polka, preceded by Spanish Fandango. Okay, that's the gnarly part for me. Now you should get out your ukuleles if you'd like to join me in a couple of John Prine songs. Okay, so we're going to start off with Souvenirs. All I have to do is find it. Not that I don't know it, but it's always reassuring. Here we go. And even on the bottom, I have a little instruction if you want to play Travis style on guitar or ukulele. That's it down there. Key of D. And I hope folks know this. You can sing along as long as you're muted now. Although I've tried many times to play this on the uke, and I can, I just always hear it on the guitar. So I'm going to use my little guitar, little Parlor Collins guitar here. And what it's going to do is it's not that much bigger than a baritone uke, so I figure it's close enough. So you can just strum along. All the snow has turned to water. Christmas Day has come and gone. Broken toys and faded colors. All that's left to linger on. I hate graveyards and old pawn shops. Oh, they always bring me tears. Can't forgive the way they rob me. My childhood souvenirs, memories that can't be bought. Can't be won at carnivals for free. It took me years to get those souvenirs, and I don't know how they slipped away from me. B. Broken hearts and dirty windows make life difficult to see. That's why last night and this morning always look the same to me. I hate reading no love letters. Oh, they always bring me tears. Can't forgive the way they rob me of my sweetheart souvenirs. Memories that can't be bought. Can't be won at carnivals for free. It took me years to get those souvenirs, and I don't know how they slipped away from me. Souvenirs by John Prine. One of my favorites, I must say. Okay, well, that takes care of the guitar part of the evening right there. Let's get rid of that thing. All right, and we'll do a couple more on the uke, and then we'll have the incomparable Lil Rev to entertain us with some, as always, amazing stuff. Okay, So next, oh yeah, one of my favorites, and John Prine, he wrote a lot of great humorous songs, to say the least. Um, but I love this one. I always did, about Dear Abby, even though it's got a lot of words. Hopefully, I'll remember them all. I thought it was one of the most clever songs ever. Yep. So we're going to use just a nice easy strum like that. Indeed. Dear Abby, my feet are too long. My right is falling out and my rights are all wrong. My friends, they tell me they're no friends at all. Won't you write me a letter? Won't you give me a call? Signed, bewildered, bewildered, you have no complaint. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Dear Abby, my fountain pen leaks. While my wife hollers at me and my kids are all freaks. Every side I get up on is the wrong side of bed. If it weren't so expensive, I wish I were dead. Signed, unhappy, 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 you have no complaint. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Well, dear Abby, you won't believe this. All my stomach makes noises whenever I kiss. My girlfriend tells me it's all in my head, but my stomach tells me to write you instead. Sign, noisemaker, 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 you have no complaint. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Dear Abby, well, I never thought that me and my girlfriend would ever get caught. We were sitting in the backseat just shooting the breeze, with her hair up in curlers and her pants to her knees. Sign, just married, just married, just married, you have no complaint. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Sign, Dear Abby. Well, thanks for playing along and singing along with Dear Abby, and I got one more here, and then we're going to turn it over to Lil Rev. Okay. And this one is one of my favorite ones, and I've actually figured out about a million different ways on ukulele. And the version I wound up with is I'm going to tune my first string down, and I'm going to have open C tuning. So you can play this along with me with just G, C, D, that's G, that's guitar, sorry, C, F, G, and C. Or you could just play the regular chords on the uke. Um, song's got a really great little riff to sing against, and so anyway, it's called "That's the Way That the World Goes Round." Play along, so it's. I know a fella got a lot to lose. He's a mighty good fella, kinda confused, got muscles in his head, never been used. Thinks he owns half of this town. Starts drinking heavy, gets a big red nose, beats his old lady with a rubber hose. Then he takes her out to dinner and he buys her new clothes. That's the way that the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. Sometimes up, sometimes down. It's a half an inch of water and you think you're going to drown. That's the way that the world goes round. I was sitting in the bathtub watching my toes when the radiator broke. The water all froze, got stuck in the ice without my clothes, naked as the eyes of a clown. I was crying ice cubes, hoping I'd croak when the sun come through the window when the ice all broke. Stood up and laughed, thought it was a joke. That's the way that the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. Sometimes up, sometimes down. It's a half an inch of water and you think you're going to drown. That's the way that the world goes round. That's the way that the world goes round. And that's the way that the world goes round. Um, and I hope you guys remember John Prine as fondly as I do. So now I'm going to turn it over to my pal, Lil Rev here, and he's going to take us out into the lovely evening. Go
Thank
for
you,
it,
thank
man.
you. Thank you, Ron. That was a really wonderful set. Thank you, guys. It's been a really wonderful day being with all of you. You can see the light spilling onto my left side of my body here as I open the window, and the sun is kind of fading out here. Just still a nice little part of the day left. Maybe it is by you as well. Take the dogs out for a walk and have some dinner in a little bit. And
Yep.
it's been a real pleasure being with you. I really just want to say how much I admire Ron. He's just such a wealth of information, and he's just gone so deep with all this music. We're like kindred spirits, him and I.
We
And
are.
I wish we lived closer. We'd be playing music all the time. And I want to thank Joy, and um, I
Yeah.
want to thank the Spences for all their hard work and forging the Old Songs Festival and the Old Songs organization with all the years that they put in, and everybody else, Dan and Bill and whatnot today. So thanks to all those folks. I'm gonna start out with a couple of pieces clawhammer style, just to get things going. And so I got a few little tunes I want to do clawhammer, and then I'll move on to some other things. And I'm gonna start out with a piece that I love to play. It's a real simple little melody, but it's a lot of fun on clawhammer. And it's called Old Molly Hare. All the old time banjo players like to play it. I'll start out with this tune, and then I'm going to go into an original old time sort of sound and melody called Hammond Breakdown. Both of these are melodies in my book called Fiddle Tunes for Ukulele. And so first one will be Molly Hare, and then I'll go into Hammond Breakdown, kind of a little original breakdown that I wrote. Okay, so here we go. And once again, thanks to Ron for a good set of music. If you haven't muted your microphone, I'd encourage you to do that now, just because it won't come into the music here when I'm playing. So if you haven't muted your mic, please do that. Okay, here we go. One more. Thank you, everybody. That was Old Molly Hare with the claw hammer and the drop thumb and the double thumbing and all the banjo-inspired techniques in there. And then I went into Hammond Breakdown, the original breakdown that I wrote in the early 90s when I went down to New Orleans and in a 79 Bonneville. And we broke down in the town of Hammond, Louisiana. And my buddy who was driving this vehicle, we broke down about 4 miles from a junkyard. So we discovered that there was a junkyard close by, and we footed it over there, and he had some tools, and he's pretty handy with fixing his car. So you know, he just we went over to this junkyard. It was quite an experience. I can't even get into what we experienced, but it was right out of a movie, pretty much. And I said, "Do you need any help?" And he said, "No, I know exactly what to do. Just play the ukulele and keep me entertained." And so here we are in the middle of nowhere, you know, and I'm playing the ukulele, and so I made up that breakdown, that second melody, and lo and behold, it made it to a recording and it made it into one of my books. So it's fun to write songs using the old time styles, but yet, you know, adding something new to the tradition as well. And so I really enjoy that. And now I'm going to go from 2 clawhammer instrumentals to a clawhammer song. And I'm going to play a simple little tune. There's nothing really too fancy about this. It's just really fun to play. I'm going to be in G minor, and I get to use that high G string to drone, so it works really good if you're playing in minor. And I'm a big fan of railroad music and American railroad history. And I was really a big fan of the show Hell on Wheels on Netflix. And I binge watched that. I don't watch hardly any TV, but I binge watched that. And so I'm going to give you an old tune that was originally done by Clarence Ashley, and another great like old time banjo guy. And this is called Walkin' Boss on the little old ukulele. Okay. walking boss, walking boss, walking boss. No, I don't belong to you. I belong, I belong, I belong to that steel driving crew. Work one day, work one day, work one day, then go lay in the shanty too. I asked that boss for a job, for a job. He said, son, what can you do? I can line a track, ball a jack, ball a jack. I could pick and shovel too. Walking balls, walking balls, walking balls. No, I don't belong to you. Play it now. Walking balls, walking boss, walking boss. No, I don't belong to you. I asked that boss for a job, for a job. He said, Rev, what can you do? I can line a track, I can haul a jack, haul a jack. I could pick and shovel too. All right, now take it home, Little Rev. Thank you. So there's a couple of clawhammer pieces there. A lot of fun to play, some traditional stuff, and one original, Walking Boss. That's a old-timey standard, particularly amongst a lot of the banjo players. And I'm going to set my my little soprano down now. I'm going to pick up a different instrument. And this time I'm going to reach on over and I'm going to play baritone ukulele for you now. And since I did some slide teaching for you guys today, I'm going to play a little slide for you on one piece here. It wouldn't be right if I didn't play a little bit of slide. And this is here's what happens when you go off the cliff. You go off the deep end and you get into this music, and one rabbit hole takes you down another, and you start getting into some of these old time styles. It just all of a sudden all these doors start opening up, and you're just discovering a world of music and players, both known and unknown, who inspired one another. And you find some songs you like, and pretty soon you've heard about a dozen different versions, and you don't know whose version you like the most. You just know you like the song. And so let me just wet my whistle here before I sing this song for you. All right. When I first heard this piece I'm going to play for you, it was originally done by a guy named Skip James, who's a Mississippi blues man. And then later, I heard Sonny Terry play it, and I heard Carl Martin, all kinds of different great players do it. Everybody had their own spin on it. Nobody did it the same way. And so after years of listening to this, I'm going to give you my interpretation of this is kind of a murder ballad of sorts. And it's not that I'm a violent guy. I'm actually a pretty pleasant person to be around. But I like songs like Frankie and Johnny and Hang Down Your Head, Tom Dula, and Little Sadie and Omi Wise and Otto Wood the Bandit, and these are all songs, that have a little bit of this in there. I just like the songs. I'm not a big fan of violence, so I've spent most of my life in martial arts. So here we go. just to clarify things, okay? Crow Jane on the baritone uke with the slide. Here we go. Crow Jane, make you hold your head so high. Realize, baby, now we're born to die. Which way, blood red river run, way up north to the rising sun. Watch me while I sleep. Keep them men from making their midnight creep. Low down rounder. Gonna buy me a shotgun, long as my right arm. Get that man, Lord, he done me harm. I was standing on a corner of Broad and Main. Police said, son, what's your right name? Crow Jane, make you hold your head so high. Realize, baby, Lord, we born to die. Play it now. Which way, blood red river run, way up north to the setting sun. Crow Jane on the baritone ukulele there. Cool little song to play, and lots of fun on the baritone with the two wound strings. You know, it would typically be the G and the D and the G strings. Those are wound. So that's really nice to play slide with those wound strings like I was saying earlier. Okay. And so that one's called Crow Jane. And before that I did Walkin' Boss. I want to make one sales pitch today and recommend my Claw and Hammer album. You can find songs like Walkin' Boss on there. I've got about a dozen albums at lilrev.com, and they're all downloadable, or we'll send you a physical CD if you like. And this is how I'm making my living during a pandemic. So when you purchase a record, it really makes a difference in terms of being able to do this full time, even amidst a pandemic. I so appreciate that. All right, now we're gonna step away from the traditional stuff now, and I'm gonna sing an original song for you and show you what I like to do with songwriting. And look, I could play the old time tunes all night long and never grow tired. But I really, it's something I've been writing songs since I've been a little kid, and so I'd like to play one for you. And this next one is off of a record called Happiest Way to Be Sad. And this is a tune that oftentimes when I'm saying goodnight at the end of a concert night or a full day workshop, I have this line that people hear me say, and I always say, I love you like a ukulele. And that's often my closing line. I love you like a ukulele. And so this song's called I Love You Like a Ukulele, and goes like this. If I had my choice, sweet baby, I'd hug and kiss you almost daily. You drive me crazy. Then I'd take you down. I'd love you like a ukulele. You know my heart to be true. Each night I'd sing a song to you. I'd be your baby. Then I'd take you down. I'd love you like a ukulele. Nothing else could come between me and my ukulele dream. When the winds are prevailing, hold you close on through the night till the storm blew out of sight. Then it'd be smooth sailing. Then I'd take you down. I'd love you like a ukulele. I'll pick it now. When I set my strings on down, that's when I take your love to town. I swing you round so gaily. Then I'd take you down. I'd love you like a ukulele. You know my heart to be true. Each night I'd sing a song for you. I'd be your baby. Then I'd take you down. I'd love you like a ukulele. If ever I should make you cry, climb the stairs to the porch on high. Sing, won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Then I'd take you down. I'd love you like a ukulele. Nothing else could come between me and my ukulele dream. When the winds are prevailing, hold you close on through the night till the storm blew out of sight. Then it'd be smooth sailing. Say it now. You ready? Then I'll take you down. I'd love you like a ukulele. Oh yeah. On me, I've been a lucky man, you know. And some people search their whole life and never find the love that they deserve. I got nothing but gratitude, and that's why I keep on singing this song. I love you like a ukulele. My wife is in the other room going, woo! Yeah. All right, so that's a little example of, you know, some finger picking and some strumming combined together. You don't have to finger pick from start to finish. When you do a song, sometimes you can combine the two techniques together, and that's kind of nice as well. And now I'm going to go on to something totally different now, okay? I'm going to get back to something just a little bit bluesy, and I'm going to play this cool instrument right here. This is a baritone ukulele built by Aaron Kime and Bean Sprout Ukuleles. but it's got a banjo body, so I can get a really cool sound. And I've got this, you know, kind of lower sounding string, so it's not, I don't have the re-entrant here. Really funky, sounds like an old nylon string, fretless or something. And I'm gonna sing a brand new song. You get one more original here today. And this is called the Banjo on My Knee Blues, and I'm gonna dedicate this to the biggest banjo nerd that I know, Ron Gordon. Okay, he's the biggest banjo nerd there is. He lives and breathes banjo. He dreams about banjos, and you know how to get a professional banjo player off your front porch, right? Pay him for the pizza. That's right. What do you say to the professional banjo player in a three-piece suit? May the defendant please rise. There you go. I'll stop while I'm ahead. All right. So this is about my love of the banjo, and it talks about different ways in which people play it, and it talks about where the banjo came from, and it talks about just sheer affection for the instrument. All right, so I'll play a little bit of finger picky type stuff. I'm not going to be claw hammering on this, and then I'll take a little solo somewhere in there as well, kind of a bluesy little solo. And that's what you're going to get. So here we go. The Banjo on My Knee Blues. Looky here, babe. What you gonna do when it done come? I'm feeling blue. Come on, baby. Set that banjo on my knee. I love my banjo about as much as you love me. Some like to frail, some like to knock, some like to rap, some like to rock. Come on, baby, set that banjo on my knee. I love my banjo about as much as you love me. Listen up now. Banjo been around a mighty long time, from the west coast of Africa to the Kentucky mines. Come on, baby, set that banjo on my knee. I love my banjo about as much as you love me. I want to tell you one more thing now. Listen up, all you banjo-holics. You can tune it up. You can tune it down. Any way you tune it, it's gonna make a sound. Come on, baby, set that banjo on my knee. I love my banjo about as much as you love me. Oh, come on and pick it now, Lil Rev. Pick it again now. Some like to frail, some like to knock, some like to rap, some like to rock. Come on, baby, set that banjo on my knee. I love my banjo about as much as you love me. I love my banjo about as much as you love me. So banjo on my knee, baby. A baritone banjo. Yeah. All right. Now, by the way, you can frail on this thing, but I don't have, you know, the higher drone. So, you know, if I do it, so you can frail on it and sound pretty nice. Um, you know, if you want to, but you don't have that fifth string, the drone there. All right. And all right, now we're gonna. I think I have time for like one or two more if I'm right. I'll do one more, and then if you all hold up both hands, and that'll be symbolic of you going 10 more songs, 10 more songs. Then maybe I'll do one more. Okay, we'll see. All right. All right. So now I find myself here on the resophonic wood-bodied ukulele, and I'm gonna play a little piece for you. This is called Snowdrop. Ron did the Spanish Fandango, and I'm gonna do Snowdrop. It's kind of, both of them are a little tiny bit similar, except I'm gonna do this as a claw hammer. So here we go. Woohoo! Oh, look at that. Look at that, sweetie. They're holding up their hands, hollering 10 more songs, 10 more songs. They really know how to flatter a hardworking Midwestern guy. Wow, what a wonderful group of people. Well, okay, they think I'm easy, but okay, I'll do one more, and then I'll turn it back over to Ron for closing comments. Okay, I'll give you one more. Okay, now let's see here. Question for you. I'm gonna let you guys vote for my last song. You have an option of hearing a mouth harp solo, the tenor guitar, which is another four-string instrument, or the guitar, the six-string. Ron played the guitar, so why can't I? Okay, so let's take a vote. All those who want more ukulele, raise your hand. Okay, 1, 2. All those who want the... Hang on. The tenor guitar. Yeah. The tenor. It's enticing, isn't it? All those who want to hear the six-string guitar played, raise your hand. So far, most of the votes are for tenor. Or I'll give you one more option. The steel-bodied ukulele. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's tenor. Tenor wins. All right. All right, you asked for it. I'll give you one on the tenor. All right. So this is, if you like the ukulele, then you'll like the tenor. It's just 4 strings. It's very much like a baritone practically. It's easy to play. It's smaller. The difference is it uses steel strings. It's tuned in fifths. So this one I have in what they call Irish tuning, which is G, D, A, E. That's mandolin tuning. And I'll play a little mellow fiddle tune for you, and then I'm going to go into a lost old folk song called "The Job I Left Behind Me." Here we go. Sounds nice finger pick too. I'll give you a little lick of that as well in a second here. Okay. Took me a job on an extra gang way up in the mountain. I paid my fee and the shacks hit me, the ties I was counting. Bossy put me to driving spike, but it was so blinding. He didn't seem to like my pace, so I left that job behind me. I'm up north in Atlanta, now in the ranks you'll find me. Wait for the car and I heck with the boss, the job I left behind me. I grabbed me a hold of an old freight train, round this country travel. Mysteries of a hobo's life, soon to be unraveled. I traveled east and I traveled west, shacks they could not find me. Morning I was miles away from the job I left behind me. Run into a bunch of stiffs known as industrial workers. Taught me how to be a man, how to fight them shirkers. Pitched right in and I joined the bunch. Now in the ranks you'll find me. Hooray for the cause, or the heck with the ball. The job I left behind me. Job I left behind me. Oh yeah, the old IWW songs. Always sounding good. Well, we're gonna be able to get out a little bit here. A lot of us have been feeling stuck at home. Now, I used to travel 40,000 miles a year. So you can imagine a rambling man like me. Awfully happy to be home with my wife and daughter. But every once in a while we get that itch. Get back out on the road. It's hard to tour during a pandemic. So I'll take it on out with a verse or two from a little song that was born during the pandemic. It's called We Could Ride. Goes like this now. If you want to, get on down that road. If you want to, we could live by our own code and we could ride. Ride along. We could ride. Hey, that would be our song. If you want to, we can get on down that road. If you want to, we could live by our own code. Now we could ride. Ride along. We could ride. Hey, that would be our song. If you want to, we could get away. We could lay happy almost every day. We could ride. Ride along. We could ride. Hey, that would be our song. Jenny, won't you ramble? Won't you roll? This old life's a gamble, girl. Come on now, let's go. Baby, get your pack and your duffel too. If I got to go, well, it's gotta be with you. Yeah, I know a lot of you are looking to get on out of the house a little bit. You're looking to see friends. You're looking to reconnect. Not have to worry about whether you're going to get sick in the process. So this last verse is for you now. If you want to, we could leave today. If you want to, I'll be happy either way. We could ride. Ride along. We could ride. Hey, that would be our song. Hope you had a good day today. We could ride. Hey, that would be our song. Eventually, y'all will see him again out on the road in your own home state. Because you can't keep a good euchre down. We could ride. Hey, that would be our song. Or as one entertainer once said, it's a business doing pleasure with you. We could ride. Hey, that would be our song. If you enjoyed what you heard today, I hope you tell everybody that you heard Little Rev, because I don't have money for the big billboards. But if you didn't enjoy what you heard today, I hope you do like my grandmother says and keep your mouth shut. Thank you, everybody. I love you like a ukulele.